Folks, welcome back to the stream coverage of the 2024 Australian Ultimate Championships here at Shepparton in Victoria. There's a saying in Ultimate, the two hardest games in a tournament to win are the one after lunch on a Saturday and the first game on a Sunday. We are currently after lunch on Saturday, and it's going to be a really hard game for Chile to win. And they've currently only got 6 players on the line for defense. Now, they have had the unfortunate run of having a game go a little bit long, and we're trying to adhere to the schedule as per the tournament rules. We're giving them a little bit of leniency where possible, but as you can see, we are currently 11 minutes on the clock. That's more of a placeholder at the moment. We're unsure whether or not the teams are going to agree to a shorter game, but my name is Willem Garnier. I'm here to give you the context and commentary to be your eyes and ears on the ground as Bethuna and Downey for Fyshwick Uni initiate the offense against the Chile zone. Phat Chile, pardon me. Phat Chile playing through a zone. Downey again. The high flick up for a comfortable first score. That is going to be Ryan Millard Cartwright to pull that one down. We'll see that again. And what a pull down that one was. So we're going to see Fyshwick Uni coming out on defense in the orange kit, playing off against Chile. Phat Chile in the white. Score currently 1-0 to Fyshwick. It's going to be a race to 13, folks. 7-8 minutes on the cap. Looks like we have reset that timer. Bethune with the pull. Humphreys. Resets to Don. Nice sneaky shot through, but it's eaten up by Bethune. Despite a great bid from Sanchez. Bursting House again, decides to holster. Harry Wang puts it up. Bursting House uses his height to pull that one in. Horvat tries for Harry Whalen. Harrison Whalen. Two aggressive undercuts. One from Juan Sanchez. Shoots through to Sasha Humphreys. Puts a big shot up. Looking for Thomas. Cannot find him as the disc fades out towards the far sideline. Give Fyshwick Uni an opportunity to work back. Widen the lead just so slightly. Bethune to bring the disc in at the far sideline where it first crossed the boundary. Horvat chip through to Bursting House. Finds Jason Wang for a wide open Harrison Whalen. Parked up in the end zone already. Fyshwick Uni 2 over Phat Chile 0. See again, Phat to Bursting House, straight through to Jason Wang. The immediate release. Fyshwick Uni to come out on defense now. Bethune with the pull. Alistair Don. Puts a huge disc up, it's fading. Aldridge to Bethune despite a bid from Alistair Don. O'Hara. Aldridge overthrows Bethune.
Value now, what are you doing? Value! RT now, you need! Know who you got! Look out, look out! Waldo! Alright, not coming, not coming!
Steve Shan with the emphatic denial. Ryan Millard Cartwright again. Just can't stop being involved. Score is going to go 3-0. Fyshwick up over Phat Chile. Fyshwick's defensive line to come out. Zachary Downey with the disc for the pull. We see the response from Chile. The pull goes up. Rappaport with a shimmy shake. Thomas to Humphreys. It turns over, but Mimra is going to get it. Back to Thomas on the near sideline. Humphreys marked by Whalen, but the high hands give him an opportunity. For Perez with a high backhand. And it's taken down. Sanchez going to put one on the board for Phat Chile. Phat Chile's sideline calling for a break as they send out their 7 players to pour the pressure on defense and see if they can stop Fyshwick Uni. Humphreys with the pull. Phat Chili with quite a lean line, all things considered, so not a huge amount of subs available to them. Zachary Downey, as we see Fyshwick Uni in a vertical stack. Resets to Bethune. Still Downey and Bethune. The high blade over the top for Shen. One more time, finds Downey. The big shot goes up. Ryan Millard Cartwright. Second goal, 1 assist for the game so far. The score is only 4-1 to Fyshwick. Bethune with the disc for the pull for Fyshwick. Puts the big shot up. Bursting House is underneath it. Fantastic read. Now the downfield is calling for a little bit of structure. Bethune on an upline cut. Horvath on the under. As the defense slow to adapt. Aldrich comes through, keeps everything moving. A huge touch. But it's going to be a foul call. So just waiting for the players to resolve the call. Looks like that foul is going to be an accepted call. So Fyshwick will retain possession. Bursting House looking for a reset, but the defense collapses around to shut down that option. Aldridge making lots of fakes. Eventually manages to hit the reset. Joel Blackmore goes back to Bethune. Bursting House now. And a pick has been called. So players given an opportunity to catch up to where they think they would have reasonably been had the pick not occurred. Finds Aldridge on an upline. Blackmore super aggressive on that crossfield cut. But it's Whalen through to Aldridge for the score. Fyshwick go to 5 over Phat Chili's 1. And a timeout has been called. Timeout has been called. Chile yet to really find an answer for Fyshwick's energy, athleticism, and intensity. Now they did just come from a game that ran long. So it's probably a necessary moment for them to take, just rehydrate, resettle in, recalibrate everything for a new set of opponents. Fyshwick Uni, on the other hand, in a great position, managing to hold on to some really strong momentum. We'll see what resolutions are able to be made when we return after this short break.
We are a group of ultimate players, coaches and video enthusiasts. We've worked with the major federations and the greatest events.
We're on a mission to make Ultimate huge. We want our videos and live streams to be free to watch.
We want to make stories that not only reach you,
but also reach people outside the Ultimate community.
Like and subscribe, ulti.TV, the best in the world.
Become a member and
fund
fund
our work to cover more events in the future and to bring more stories and live coverage to the eyes of the Ultimate world and beyond.
So we are back here. Fyshwick Uni with the disc to come out on defense. We're going to see a pull from who else but Ben Bethune, that iconic yellow hat, the grey track pants. Easy enough to keep an eye out for him. Currently up by 4 over Phat Chile, who have managed to put on 1 point to Fyshwick Uni's 5. Bethune sends it. Don to pick up early. Don with a big fake. Puts a big shot up. Eaten up. And that is going to be Phat Chile back on the board. The score is 5-2. We're going to get to see that again. The cheeky around forehand. It's an interesting implementation of the idea that you're supposed to kill your momentum in a straight line without changing direction, but it's clearly worked out for them. So Phat Chile now have an opportunity. We're 17:30 into the game. 70 minutes soft cap. Currently a race to 13. 2 more points by Fyshwick University is going to see them take a halftime break. Bethune fields. Quick recenter to Aldridge. As we see Phat Chile come down in a zone. A touch from a bidding Thomas is going to be enough. And that's going to be enough for Martin O'Brien to put another one on the board. Ridiculously efficient point. Getting a layout block. Only a couple of passes into the game, or into the point rather, and a one-pass offense. And so Fyshwick Uni have shown that experience maybe need not fear the strength of youth. Sanchez. Wang to Downey with the big shot up, looking for an interception. Sanchez puts a big rip up. Joel Blackmore gets the touch. He's gonna shut it down. We're gonna get to see that again. What a pursuit. And clean as well. The Chile zone. Horvat, Wang. Burstinghouse. To Wang, all of the zone. All of the zone committed up the front. A couple of those Fyshwick uni players pushing towards the deep space. But there's too much going on around the disc to really open up a channel for them to exploit. Mimra with the disc. Finds Sanchez. So right around the brick mark for Phat Chile. Putting a shot up. Hard not to want to hit a target that appealing. It's going to bring Phat Chile back within one. And a timeout has been called. This time, Fyshwick Uni down. Letting 3 go by unanswered, which means now they need to make some choices. They need to make some changes if they want to remain competitive. Chile with a much leaner roster. More tired off the back of a hard-fought game to get them here in the first place. Really pouring it on, trying to make their mark on the first half of this game.
He's in a great spot. He's in a perfect spot. Yes, his massive head has blocked everything. That was a huge play, but we have seen none of it. Finny, he's done it.
So after that timeout, Phat Chile first to break the huddle, sending 7 back out onto the line already. And the pull goes up from Humphreys for Phat Chile. Aldridge, Bethune. It's blading over, but it's Millard Cartwright. Why wouldn't you? Horvat comes around to find Aldridge. Jason Wang on an undercut. Calling for the disc. A low shot, very low, but Bethune's able to keep it Calling for an upline from Aldridge. A hammer curling out. Comes down early. Don with the disc. Able to find the centering pass. Well, a pick has been called.
Ryan, you know which way he's going. Stop that.
Mimra with the disc. Shoots through. Decides to let it rip. Comes in low, but Horvath says no. Aldridge. Shoots over the top. Getting Derek Tan involved. Horvath with the little spin take. Don says no as he tries to sneak it across to Bethune. Puts the shot up. Looking for number 5. Easy does it. Phat Chile have tied the game. Phat Chile with the pull. It's going to touch down just in bounds. Bethune with the reset to Wang. Gets a huge bite, goes up over the top to find Burstinghouse. They'll run through from one of the 2 number 5s on the field for Phat Chile. Burstinghouse goes back to Wang. Bethune. Burstinghouse again to Wang. High crossfield shot to an open Bethune. Can't connect to Harrison Whalen though. Comes back around. Whalen now. Blackmore. Bethune, Burstinghouse. Nice connections from Fyshwick, hoping to put the lead back on for them. Big, high bladey shot over the top to Wang. Cuts through to Harrison Whalen. Bethune now. What a great bid. But Wang's going to be able to find Waylon anyway. Back to Wang. Bursting House, not an option. What an unfortunate. Timed it really well, but closed the hands a fraction of a second too early. The inside shot across to Kareem. O'Brien. Sanchez, marked by Blackmore. Falls back, loses a couple of yards, but keeps possession. Great touch by Harry Wang. Just a little cheeky palm strike to get involved. Fyshwick need this one to really reassert themselves over this half. Bethune to Wang. Bursting House. Wang with the little high release flick. A very busy mark there, but it's not going to stop the reset to Wang. Back to Bursting House. Some patient handler movement here from Fyshwick Uni. The high blade. It's going to find him. That's going to put Fyshwick on 6 over Phat Chili's 5. Fyshwick Uni here hoping for a break to close out the first half. A great pull right near the sideline. Steve Shen on the mark. Don tries for an upline cut, but it's instead going to be a crossfield hammer straight back through to Don. Weaving up the field. Horvat looking to close around the mark. Can't quite do it. There's a big shot up. Who's underneath it? Phat Chili not going to be able to close. Oh, Steve Shen wanted to take a bite. Decided to hold back, leaving Phat Chili an opportunity to score and tie the game. We are 6-6, 34 minutes in to our 70-minute game.
mongrel! Vinny mongrel! Get up here, mongrels! What are you doing? Don't sit down! Come on, mongrel! Hey! Battle, brother. See? See? I like it. We break them here, we take the half, and then start on the forward second. Yep, damn straight. That's why I called defense. I'm not tossing called defense. Yeah, you didn't think we were going to lose the first three, though. Hey, that's fine. No, it's all about the side coming out of the second into the second half. Nothing serious about Andre coming out of the hole.
The big pull from Phat Chili, but it's going to fade out towards the far sideline. Great crossfield blade from Bethune to give Aldrich and Downey an opportunity to work. Few yards. Both Downey and Aldrich making those crossfield plays to try and keep the momentum there, to keep the disc going. A little cutback. Aldrich, Millard Cartwright. Goes back to Bethune. There's the blade. Joel Blackmore for the score. For Fyshwick to take half. A game to 13. Fyshwick at 7, Phat Chili at 6. Great start. We're going to see the second half kick off with Fyshwick to come out on defense. So at the moment, it'll be an opportunity for Chili to keep the game tied. But until we are playing that point, we'll have no way of knowing how it shakes out. Fantastic display from both these teams. Fyshwick definitely walking away with it in the early stages of the match. And then a huge aggressive return from Chili to really make their mark, to place their stamp on this first half. This is the Australian Ultimate Championships 2024 in Shepparton, Victoria, Division II. My name is Willem Garnier, part of the ulti.TV crew. We're here working with the Australian Flying Disc Association to bring you the best coverage here in Australia and also in some other places too. My name's Willem Garnier. We'll be back very soon.
That's a lot of it.
And welcome back, folks, for the first pull of the second half, as we see Ben Bethune for Fyshwick Uni put the disc up to be fielded by Phat. Only 1 point down after an impressive performance in the late stage of the second half. Fyshwick Uni coming down on a zone defense. Not going to stop the blade over the top, which cracks things open. We see Sanchez running through, finding a reset opportunity in Rappaport. Big fakes to get a bite out of Steve Shen, finds Alistair Don. A big tip from Blackmore is going to give the disc back to Fyshwick Uni. Bethune to pick up and initiate. Blackmore on an undercut, looked off as everything gets a little bit too crowded. Instead finds Bursting House on a reset centre field. Huge bid is not going to be enough. But the second attempt will. Phat. No call. Sanchez with the laser show through for the score to Christopher Memra. He's going to tie the game and keep it at 7 apiece. What a find there in the end zone to keep the game tied. Humphreys with the disc for Phat to pull. Nice and high with a lot of float. Going to be fielded by Aldridge. Finds Downey. The zone a little slow to move around the disc. This is where that youthful explosiveness is going to come to the fore for Fyshwick Uni. Aldridge with a big hammer crossfield to find Millard Cartwright. No, it's eaten up. They're going to be cutting back the other way. The world's most static reset is taken and returned to find Humphreys. Big forehand, scooped up by O'Brien. Don putting the big shot up. That's back-to-back scores for number 5. This one on top of a defensive play as well. That's going to give them the lead. This is not the game that Fyshwick want to play. Just waiting for the signal for readiness. Waiting for the Fyshwick coach to clear the field. High pull with a lot of opportunity to chase down. Early enough to stop the first pass. Aldridge goes back to Bethune. The zone trying to pin him down on the sideline. The high around. Touched yet again. Despite the great attempt by Blackmore to keep that one. Stephen Thomas for Phat Chili doing all the work right now to keep his team ahead.
Get active. No breaks, Joel. No breaks. No breaks. Up.
Pushes wide.
Yeah, Alex Belson.
Up.
Drives.
Stay out, Don.
Stay in there, Joel. Stay in there. Up.
Nice, Toey.
Up.
A line drive slips through the hands. Fyshwick have an opportunity to cut back, pushing back the other way.
Jason, that was good. Keep that up.
Camilo, pero bravo.
Jason, working with Luke. Why don't you should always be going deep? Luke, under.
Bethune got a Jason Wang in the deep space. Slight overthrow somewhere between Joel Blackmore and Luke McKeough. The hammer from Don. Too clean. Phat Chili put another one on the board. I think that's 3 back-to-back scores for number 5 for Phat Chili, allowing them to maintain a 2-point lead. Phat Chili to come out on defense yet again. Fyshwick, we see Burstinghouse, Wang, Horvath, Downey, Millard Cartwright. Some great offensive players for this Fyshwick side. Burstinghouse trying to set the pace a little early. Not enough communication or clarity in the moves is going to give Sanchez for Chile an opportunity. And that's going to do it. That's 11. No, 10 over 7. 51 minutes into our 70-minute soft cap. We're seeing a timeout called. Fyshwick Uni. A little less dynamic than we've seen them in the tournament so far. A great early start. But much like the old diesel engine of Phat Chili, they've started to gear up and rev up, and they've maintained that momentum, whereas Fyshwick look to have taken a little bit of pressure off the pedal. Chile first to break the huddle, taking the line already. 7 players ready to pour the pressure on defense. 3 points away from a win. Around 20 minutes left on the clock. Fyshwick all but scoreless in the second half so far. And a big pull, a little bit of inside out on it. It's going to still be fielded by Bethune. Horvath, Bethune to centre. Getting a bit of a scramble from the zone defense. Goes up over top with a scuba. Horvath with a quick fake back to centre, supported by Downey. Decides not to use him in favour of Makio. Millard Cartwright jogging through the upline space. Makio under a lot of pressure. Borderline body checked into the disc. As Bethune takes the reset, finds Downey, goes to Whalen. Back to Downey. It's a little wobbly with the wind underneath it, but he pulls it down securely. Bethune near sideline, a big hammer, but it's low. Not too low, though. Horvath to Truder for the score. Fyshwick back in it. The score is 10-8 to Phat Chile. Downey with the disc to pull for Fyshwick. Huge pull from Fyshwick, stretching right to the back of the end zone. Don having to jog backwards. Justin Wang getting up underneath it. Sanchez to Humphreys. Humphreys up over Blackmore. Sanchez puts the flick shot up. Zachary Downey there with just enough pressure to stop number 5 from doing it again, except the disc doesn't lie. That same connection, Humphreys to number 5. It's going to take Phat Chile 2 away from winning.
Duro, mijo, duro. Hey, Slava, good job.
That's exactly what Phat Chile need, maintaining that 3-point lead. Waiting for the Fyshwick coaches to leave the field to resume play. Phat Chile are ready. There's the pull, touching down a little early. Burstinghouse receives it from Wang, immediately finds Bethune. Crossfield hammer, finds Makio. Millard Cartwright. Bethune Scuba over the top to find Wang. Bursting house. Chipping straight through. Bethune doing so much of the core handling for this Fyshwick offensive side. Looking for Makio. Not quite going to find him. The zone nice and tight. Bethune able to shake free, losing yards, but keeping the disc. Horvat, Bursting House, and Wang also in support in that back line. Huge play, but it's not going to be enough. Millard Cartwright, third point of the game at least at this point. Bringing it back within 2. Downey with the big pull. Phat Chili facing down against the Fyshwick zone. Downey with an interception. Finds Bethune. Gets a bid out to open the space to get Downey on the near sideline. A second bid. Aldridge. Goes around. Zachary Downey. Miscommunication. Release as Downey starts his cut. That's not what Fyshwick want. They don't have a lot of room left in this match if they want to walk away with a win. Rappaport. Big crossfield shot to Kareem. Immediate down call and accepted. Good display of spirit there by Phat Chili. Blackmore with a travel. And a travel was called on the throw. A travel was called on the throw. We're going to get maybe an opportunity to see that again. I think it's a justified call. Blackmore with a great undercut, but he turned through the catch. It's a huge change of momentum, which is not consistent with the requirements for coming to a stop and establishing a pivot. But a necessary catch right at the end there.
It's still going in the highlight reel, Roland. Don't worry.
A necessary catch, as a turnover there would have stood and given the disc Back to Phat Chili. The disc is live, puts it over. Whalen to Downey with the backhand out. And that's going to be enough. Rappaport making a play. The big crossfield shot again. Humphreys with the outside backhand. Looks like that might have been Mimra with the disc for the score. Quite unclear, very quick to throw that one down to the ground. But it is going to bring Phat Chili one away from a win. Phat Chili one break away from a win here. Fyshwick Uni with a long road ahead. 4 points they need back-to-back without conceding a single one if they want to win this game. We see the signal for readiness. The disc goes up. Well fielded early by Burstinghouse. Bethune to Harry Wang, back to Bethune. The Phat Chili zone getting involved, slowly closing the trap. An absolutely filthy scuba over the top. Burstinghouse by way of both Wangs. Big wide shot, but the Chili zone is there. Yet another scuba, starts to helix back, finds the hands of Burstinghouse. Burstinghouse with the take and chip through. Justin Wang gaining yards, decides to holster the backhand. Horvat getting involved. Harry Wang as well. Taking some quick give goes through coverage. Phat Chili quite aggressive, keeping it really tight on the defense. Drawing a bit of contact. So Bethune is going to maintain possession. The scuba comes over the top yet again. Burstinghouse back to Bethune. Hammer this time over the top to Harry Wang. Back to Bethune. Nice little sequence of some patience offense. Bethune cuts through. Wide crossfield shot. Makia's not gonna be able to pull that one down. A little bit too much blade under some of those. Phat Chili with a chance. Big shot, looking to close the game. Not gonna be able to do it on that one. Bethune again. Horvat. Yet again, up over the top. Finds Bursting House. Comes very wide. Horvat sneaks it back through. Bursting House now. Makio really pushing into the deep space. Mimra with the block. Has to reset. This could be the last sequence of the match. Humphreys puts a shot up. Mimra can't get it in hands after that fantastic block. A little bit of translingual cursing over there. Puts the flick up, looking for Millard Cartwright. The great early play by number 5 for Phat Chili's going to be just enough to have it fall from his hands. Humphreys now wants to finish it. He's got the arm to do it. Decides instead to reset. Finds Don. Scuba up over the top. Bethune. Some questionable marking there from the Chile defense. Clear wrapping, the arms around the pivot point of the thrower, but no call was made. Don threads through to Mimra. Tries to continue, finds Humphreys. Big crossfield hammer. Bursting House gets underneath it. Keeps the game clock ticking. Nice, and Blady. Makia. Reset to Horvat. Number 5 again, just doing the most. Alistair Don to pick up for Chile. Marked by Makia. Bursting House can't get there.
Jason, you, Jason. Up.
Cutting straight through. Don with the layout grab to keep it alive. Humphreys puts up Blady, overly stable, underly stable, forehand up. Number 5 on the outside. Have they done it? Yes, they have. They couldn't get their team list in with the right numbers, but they could put in a win over Fyshwick Uni. Phat Chili are your winners today for this match of the Australian Ultimate Championships 2024 Division II here in Shepparton in Victoria. My name is Willem Garnier, as part of the ulti.TV crew. Proudly supported by the Australian Flying Disc Association. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be back with the next one very soon.
ulti.TV